Hey guys, I'm Logan. We're up to Season 5, Episode 13 of Bones. Here we go. Is this like some old reenactment, or is this... It's gotta be a reenactment.
Which is why we live in the Confederate States of America. Right? Our boys had set up a perimeter along this here creek. You rebels had more soldiers surrender at Farmville than in any other battle of the war.
Damn. Is that the guy from... Is that the ghost face?
If I've ever seen one. He's screaming for his mother. That's how you can tell he's a Yankee. General Sheridan, we got a dead rebel over here, sir. No, wait, dead rebel, Is that work or solitaire?
Oh my.
Ah, little brother, look at you.
You didn't get yourself in any more trouble, did you?
Not unless you can't fall in love.
Wow. Falling in love, really?
Wow.
How?
I was swimming with elephants in the Andaman Islands. I'm thinking of asking this girl to marry me.
Oh.
Congratulations. I gotta get that some special murder line.
you go ahead and say the word.
I thought you believed in love at first sight.
Only in the movies, right?
Not for Jerry.
Well, the pine needles left behind tannic acid, which acts like red dye.
Who are these guys?
See, he's right. And years of tobacco farming drained the land.
Who are these guys?
It's causing the topsoil to wash away.
The angle of the jaw indicates male. Otherwise, I can't tell anything until we get the remains back to the lab. It's degraded. It's as though the bone has demineralized over time.
Maybe he
You
got
literally
the
took the entire...
Chef Kelsey.
During the American Civil War, diseases such as typhoid fever, dysentery, and tuberculosis killed twice as many men as battle wounds,
Thank you.
That could be relevant.
Titanium screws.
which were not introduced until the mid-60s. Completely relevant to the matter at hand, I believe.
It's going to be very difficult to
All right.
extract the remains from this clay.
Spray it with liquid nitrogen, give it a short, sharp shock.
No, freezing the clay with gas would make the bones brittle and could destroy evidence.
But as an idea, the fast freezing option, it needed stating.
Thousands of little spiders coming out.
I'll go get Hodgins.
Hodgins like spiders.
I don't mind them, actually.
Oh my god, that's a lot. Ugh.
These bad boys are frontanilla communists. They're non-poisonous. Spiders not found in the area where the body was discovered.
Indicating that the victim was probably offed elsewhere.
Any idea how to remove the body from the sediment?
You okay there, Dr. Schrein?
Yeah, I'm just itchy all over. I'm gonna go burn all of these clothes and maybe my hair.
Some male spiders are known to actually pluck their webs like a guitar to attract the females.
Someone should tell them it's drummers that get the girls.
Pickpocket stole my wallet. Jared climbed onto the roof of a building and tackled the thief.
You know all that hero stuff? I learned from my big brother.
I'm amazed at how good your English is. It's perfect.
That happens when you grow up in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm third-generation American.
Yes, you are. Thank you for setting me up and making me look like an idiot.
Yeah, it's just normal little brother stuff. Celia thinks every decision I make is wrong.
Like you said, typical big brother. I teach grade school.
Celia's got a kid in third
Cool.
grade.
I mean...
Phosphate and
I don't
calcium are linked from the bones into the clay in several places. Interesting juxtaposition. Substandard dental work, but top-of-the-line materials. I thought that might help with identification.
I've seen that before in people who get their treatment for free at a dental school.
Suggesting that the victim was poor.
Specious leap, Mr. Nigel Murray. Wear from torque, rotational force, and repeated tugging.
I only have inappropriate comments off the phrase repeated tugging.
These are occupational markers for many professions. Dentists, mechanics.
A dentist would most likely have his dental work done by other students while in dental school. That would explain the work on his teeth.
Next up are theories as to what might have caused the initial damage to the sternum.
Oh, I will have you to praise me, Dr. Brennan. I will have you with admiration and astonishment. Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nigel Murray, were you speaking to me?
No, Dr. Brennan. I was running through my knowledge of clay.
Flying for iffy.
Well, if he is already slaying, I don't see the need for slang for slang.
Okay, look, the point is there was just a hinky vibe between me and her.
Who?
Dan Pignard, dentist. Jared and Padme, do they seem happy? You put a high premium on
Padme.
Don't go twisting this around. He only just got sober.
But if he's sober, he should be able to find love. I don't understand the rules.
There are no rules. There's just life. Looks like he's doing some serious remodeling.
Yeah. You well.
Hands up.
No!
Who are you?
Lucas Pickford. My social security number is 308
Whoa.
12.
Okay, Mr. Pickford, what are you doing?
I'm Danny's contractor. I live over the garage. He's dead? That's where he's been?
Oh, that's right. He's been dead.
I thought he just met someone. Danny once took off for 3 weeks and never said a word. He just talked to his ex. They had a bad breakup.
Right. What's her name?
Okay.
Chris. She's a him. He rents a place on Goulburn Road.
Alright.
Not to come across as in any way needy, but have you ever seen Dr. Brennan compliment or praise one of us interns?
Strive for mild approval.
She has kind of done
Then
it.
back to work I go, I have.
Did you clean the victim's teeth?
A small sign of respect for a dentist.
If you want praise, I'd concentrate on the sternum. If I were you, something hit him there, hard. Let's see if we can't figure out what that was.
Okay.
Cool.
We have identified some human remains as Daniel Pignard.
Danny's dead?
When was the last time?
That would be what that means. Yes.
I haven't heard from him, but it's gotta be a year.
Dang, that's a long time. Okay, go on.
Right. I moved on. I met someone after a couple months.
What do you got there?
I'm a bow hunter, white-tailed deer. Yeah, I'm gay and I hunt. Get over it.
That bow in his truck would generate sufficient velocity for this arrowhead to cause a trauma on the victim's sternum.
What was she saying?
Basically, she's saying you have a choice. Either you come with us willingly and answer the questions, or I arrest you.
The damage to the sternum is not the cause of death. A hunting arrow would not only pierce the sternum and the heart, but would sever the spinal column. I will point out, however, that the angry ex-boyfriend might still have killed the victim. An amazing shot from the limit of the bow's range, which would be... It's very far. I sounded very much like Dr. Brennan then, did I not? It could easily have been post-mortem, probably as a result of being tipped into a creek. Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. The victim was killed by rhubarb? All right. I'm usually pretty good with following your jumpy little brain, but you've totally left me in the dust on this one.
What?
If you can acquire the name of rhubarb, I can deliver unto you a skeleton free of clay.
Rhubarb it is.
Okay, well, our victim wasn't killed by an arrow.
Did the victim have heterosexual relations with his hygienist?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask her.
My brain jumped to different
Oh
types
my
of arrows,
god, what is that?
which led me to the image
Is
of a
that the
giant
beer
wasp,
thing again?
which was silly.
Silicate causes clay to adhere.
And rhubarb is full of oxalic acid.
Okay. Next time someone says your brain is a jumble of disconnected chaos, you just send them to me.
People say that. You need me to stir? Then you have lots of spiders to trace.
This is so cool.
He gave you hepatitis C.
No, we didn't have sex.
So he nicked himself and you. What about the patient?
It was while preparing the syringe. My husband and I tested positive after that.
Who believes that story? Did your husband believe that story?
It happened.
How did you really get hepatitis
Yeah,
C?
your husband.
Tell you what, before you answer that question, Dan, you've never had hepatitis C.
Oh!
I had an affair.
Right, so maybe you killed Dan so your husband wouldn't find out the truth, or your husband did.
No, neither of those
Fascinating.
things happened.
Any idea who it might have been that day?
I was already fired.
You also say in matters of the heart.
The heart is just a muscle. See? I'm learning from you, huh? Anyways, this whole background check came up hinky.
Hinky how?
4 years ago, this woman was an escort.
Jared's gonna be crushed.
Maybe Jared already knew us.
No, he doesn't. He wouldn't be talking about getting married. He wouldn't be saying stuff like that.
I personally would be the same way, but
Hey, look what Vincent did.
some people are fine with it. Some people are not. I would not be fine with it.
Fractures are evident on at least half a dozen bones, broken ribs, knee trauma, and a nick to the ankle. That's all just the right side.
He was tortured.
He also had Bennett's fracture of the thumb, broken left clavicle, which means.
He was still active in sport.
What sport?
Do the significant looks you're exchanging mean that you doubt a gay man can play football and be a dentist?
No. I mean, American football is a bastion of testosterone-fueled masculinity.
Maybe one too many lingering glances in the locker room got him in trouble.
Does that happen often?
Yeah, I mean,
I've played
me, it
football.
happened all the time.
If I'd killed everyone who looked at me lustfully, I wouldn't have made it out of school.
Yeah, let's go.
When I was for full contact league at ECU, so it wasn't hard to find which team Dan played for.
It's hard to believe that brain damage is the result.
It's amazing. Can you even make football sound bad?
Come on, lady!
It's challenging the masculinity to enhance aggression.
That's coach talk. That's the way coaches talk.
Yeah, well, I think he'd better be in prison. That's the only excuse I'll accept for how long he's been gone.
Wait, is it possible that someone's masculinity was threatened and that person killed Dan because he was a homosexual?
Way to ease into that one, bone.
No, that's definitely not an issue. We're all gay.
It's a gay team. Well, that's there goes that thought.
So, anybody here have any problems with Dan?
That just makes everything worse.
Because a lot of
Harder.
the straight players don't want us on their teams.
And you're all.
I was like, oh, someone on the football team killed him. Yeah, never mind.
There's blood on the inside of the lip. It approximates the location of the fracture on Dan's forehead.
Because of blood in a football helmet?
Because of blood inside of a football helmet. All right, folks.
That's correct.
All right, maybe we're back on someone on the football team killed him.
It must have been tough.
Yeah, this ain't England, pal. Being gay in America is still a tough go.
I was referring to being a football player.
Yeah, I knew that.
4 years ago, Jared's girlfriend was a hooker,
But an escort.
and now she teaches grade school?
Dang, what a
See
change.
any other injuries to the bone that could be cause of death? You said it was my influence. That it was the rational thing to do.
No, sweetie, he's rationalizing. Which makes what he did irrational because he's rationalizing that Jared cannot make rational decisions for himself.
He's being
In order to be
protective.
fatal,
Ultimately, it's his
whatever
brother's
struck the
choice.
frontal bone.
I mean, if I found out that my significant other
items in Dan's
was
employee
a
bag.
escort
Found evidence of someone else's blood.
and she didn't tell
Football
me,
is a contact sport. There are bound to be traces
That's
of
lying.
DNA on his uniform.
32-year-old man named Sid Ziegler.
didn't we see him? We saw him.
Plays for one of the other teams in Dan's league.
Oh,
the
maybe
straight
we didn't
team?
see him.
Okay, what the hell are you talking
Oh
about?
God.
There are some things that you need to know about that. Anyway.
Shut up. The charges, they didn't stick, but you need to know that she was an escort. You just can't stand to see me act again.
No, that's not true. If I were in your shoes, I'd want to know if my girlfriend was hiding something.
No, you wouldn't. Okay, I have watched you for years. I learned. You would make your own judgment. You wouldn't care what other people said. You'd say exactly what I'm going to say. Go to hell.
I mean, you kind of put yourself into that situation. You're wearing your
I'm trying to put
jersey?
together a sequence of events before Dan Pignard disappeared.
Nobody wears their jersey.
What do you mean, disappeared?
Unless you're full of yourself. This is not my jersey. This is
What do
a
you mean
Braves
disappeared?
jersey. That's not the same thing. It started sinking into my head. You're wearing a jersey. It's different. It's not my jersey.
I thought Dan,
Spencer Strider, baby. Let's go.
you think I killed him?
You didn't kill you. I don't think you did. I don't know who did, honestly.
Dr. Brennan thinks that the brain was pierced when the skull was hit.
Brain piercing. Yeah, sounds very death-causing to me.
The bed link on the exterior of the skull suggests that all 3 fracture points emanate from inside the skull. His forehead exploded from the inside out.
Again, very deathy. Wait a minute, what would cause someone's forehead to explode from the inside?
I was hoping that you'd say it had something to do with those bulbous, seedy jobbers that I thought were spider eggs.
No. Oh. Wow.
Flag?
He gets married to a woman. It lasts 6 years. Why?
Why did his marriage last 6 years?
Why did they get married?
Almost likely Ziegler was trying to conform to social norms.
In many cultures, it makes no sense for heterosexuals to be threatened by homosexuals because they're actually removing themselves from competition for mates.
Right, so Ziegler forces himself to conform.
Couldn't come to terms with his sexual orientation. So when the victim elicited this flood of unwanted feelings in him, he transferred his self-loathing from himself to the victim.
Native Americans believed that homosexuals were of two spirits.
It's no problem. Why are you looking at me like that? I was a soldier. I mean, gay guys, they saved my life in battle more than once.
So are you saying that if a former prostitute saved your life in battle, that would solve the problem with Jared's girlfriend?
What? Seriously, you're gonna bring that up in front of Sweet?
I don't think that's...
That's a rational question.
I'm sorry, Jared's involved with
I don't think that's the same thing.
Former prostitute.
Bones.
But I think I get what you're trying to say.
On Jared's girlfriend, it's kind of terrible.
I'm just looking out for my brother, that's all. So can we just, focus
It's terrible. It's not that terrible.
Yeah. Well, the fact that the subject...
It's really not that terrible because if the roles were reversed, women do that all the time.
Sexual panic. Wow, that was...
I have to go too.
He could have done it better though. Like he didn't have to like straight up. Hey, your girlfriend's a prostitute.
Yes, but so are we all.
Well, I identified them as silica phytolith, which is a razor-thin, clear, hard shell which protects seeds.
Now, the victim was tossed into the creek bed where his body quickly decomposed.
3 periwinkle seeds became embedded within the victim's skull.
Okay.
Like a sliver of grass.
So they grew?
The same kind of process that causes tree roots to destroy pipes.
What?
A seedling fractured the frontal bone? So, head trauma was not cause of death.
Did she seem disappointed to anyone else? She definitely seemed disappointed to me.
So we don't have anything.
She didn't even want me to help her examine the bone.
Okay, you're not listening to me.
Yes, the keening shriek of intern anxiety is interfering with my hearing.
Whatever caused the nick on this bone must have cut the posterior tibial artery.
Oh, yes, tissue. Posterior tibial artery. Massive bleeding.
Dude, you should totally just toss culpability onto Cam. Vincent's rhubarb stew completely washed away all the surface particulates. See how that's done.
You can't blame Mr. Nigel Murray. The nick was on the bone, but I should have realized the implications for the flesh, and I didn't.
I agree. I'll hold others to my level of expertise. Otherwise, I'd have no one to help me.
How would he know that if you don't tell him?
Tungsten carbide. Ooh. A compound used to coat various types
Communication issues.
Including dental tools.
Kind of like what's happened in the rest of the episode.
I distinctly remember saying
Poor
to you
communication
once,
issues.
Good job, Mr. Nigel Murray. I'm saying it again now.
Cheers. Brilliant, Dad.
One of the suspects was Dan's dental hygienist.
Grace Bryson.
Pollen I found in the sheepweaver spider's egg sac came from hickory pine trees. They don't grow where the body was found, but you can find them all over that part of Virginia.
There you go. So it's her or her husband. I don't know. Is there going to be like a twist?
Gang from Yard disappeared. It could be both her and her husband.
When your gut speaks to you, do you think it could be an increase in stomach acid due to anxiety?
Huh?
What?
I feel some anxiety. You told me that my father's criminal past didn't matter, that the love between us was real, and that was all that mattered. Because I believed you, my father and I have a relationship today.
Okay, I'm glad I could help out.
I'm anxious because I can't see any meaningful difference between my father and your brother's girlfriend. Can you explain that to me?
Oof.
It's a question of logic, so I'm just going to be quiet now while you work.
Slight point.
After Dan fired you, you couldn't find a job, could you?
Well, that wasn't Dan's fault. That was the hepatitis.
Ms. Bryson, do you own a set of dental tools?
I had to buy a set when I was in school. Why?
Look, maybe something just like the ones that were at Dan's house.
It's the same contractor. But he said he had some extra materials left over from Dan's job.
And Lucas was reselling the supplies that Dan had already paid for.
Well, I didn't know that.
Was Lucas working on the driveway when you were at the yoga retreat?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was finished by the time we got back.
We need to dig these up.
Back on to Mika.
All the samples I've taken are a match for the victim.
He bled out on the ground.
Lucas Pickford's grout
Very
scraper.
cool.
Used it for installing the paving
So we're
stones.
back on the first person we...
Please tell me it's a match.
It is. Yeah? Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
No, she didn't tell me that.
I discerned a little glint of approbation in her eye.
I'll admit it. It was self-defense.
Except, you didn't call 911.
No, you just watched him bleed to death and then you dumped his body in a dish.
If he charged me with theft, I lose my contractor's license. The guy attacked me for a few dozen paving stones.
You robbed him, you lied about it, and you called him a fag. For him, it was a big deal.
So he did it.
I'm sure Jared wants to talk to you.
Damn it.
I really don't want to be the one.
Why didn't I think of it?
I'm not gonna fight. There's gonna be no fight, I promise.
Well, on the bright side, he might totally ignore you.
Great, thank you.
Well, perhaps Jared will think for himself. Isn't that all you've ever really wanted for him?
This is my brother's partner slash friend.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Partner slash friend slash more than that.
Here we are.
Slash complicated.
See, we don't have secrets, Celie. Never did.
Ooh.
About anything.
Ooh.
I suspect Jared is implying that he already knew about Padme's past as an escort.
Great, thanks. Awesome about that.
Jared and I have come to grips with everything.
Well, see, there you go. He's fine with
So
it.
the question is...
Then that means you're fine with it.
That's good, because I...
Problem
really
solved.
wanted to know if you'd be my best man.
Wow. Yeah, so soon. Temperance, you kicked me under the table. Pretty sure she was aiming for you. You definitely meant for me.
Well, if that's true, I like her.
I'd like to make a toast.
Congratulations.
She likes to. She's really good at making toast, though. Maybe we should get some champagne.
No, Jared is an alcoholic.
No secrets.
When Booth and I first met, I didn't.
There you go.
believe
See,
that
no
such a thing
secrets. That's the key.
existed.
To love.
To love.
To love.
To love.
Cool. So I assume, are they gonna skip the wedding, or are we gonna have like a wedding episode or something? I don't know. I don't know if he's a big enough character to do that, but I like how he vanished and then comes back and he's got a girlfriend and he's engaged, and it's been a month. Hey, sometimes you just fall in love. Great episode. Very, very interesting. Very frustrating that I really want to get it. You know, I really want to know who it is and be like, yep, it's that person. I can't do it. It's so hard. Anyways, like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you have not already. I will see y'all next time.